everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Pinstripe Buzz. Before we get started today, I just want to thank all of my subscribers that have subscribed to up to this point. You're helping make the channel grow, and I hope it continues. You can actually follow us also on Twitter at Pinstripe Buzz if you are looking for more instantaneous reactions to Yankee news as it comes about. So what today's video is going to be about are going to cover two topics. One, we're going to obviously talk about Matt Carpenter, and the most important thing, the most exciting thing is that Aaron Judge officially signs his 9-year, $360 million contract to stay a New York Yankee, with the press conference coming tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, with that being said, let's get started. So, Matt Carpenter signs with the Padres, a one-year deal with a player option for the 24 season at $12 million. With incentives, it can get as far as $21 million. Now, Matt Carpenter, picked up off the trash heap by Brian Cashman, brought in to rebuild his career, designated for assignment by the St. Louis Cardinals. Could have been a lifelong Cardinal, but comes into rough times, has an issue with his swing, figures out his swing, comes to New York, has a Shane Spencer-like, for my older viewers, for my younger viewers, go look up Shane Spencer and his run in 98 type of run. Obviously, a memorable Yankee for the 2022 season, gets injured in Seattle without a ball off his foot, comes back into the playoffs a little too soon, and that's what we're going to remember him as, striking out in the playoffs a little bit and not producing in the playoffs, because, in New York, that's what it's about. What have you done for me in the playoffs? Now, with Carpenter, like I said, he was a flash in the pan type guy. He's going to be missed. Fun personality, especially walking barefoot through the grass to feel the earth, to kind of feel that to feel the sensation, that yoga mentality type. Very good clubhouse guy, was loved by the players in the clubhouse. He's going to be missed, but to be honest with you, $12 million, possibly $21 million over the course of the 2 years if he picks up his player option, is a little bit rich for a utility guy who's going to get a pinch hitter type guy who's going to get limited at bats and limited starts throughout the course of the year. So now that we've covered Matt Carpenter, as quick as that was, even though there's really much to talk about, I wish the Yankees brought him back, at a lesser deal, but for, like I said, realistically thinking and things like that, it's tough to bring him back on that type of deal. And, with the Padres and, the type of money they're trying to throw around in this offseason, it kind of makes sense that they overpay for a 37-year-old utility guy who's not going to be an everyday starter, DH type guy. The Yankees have plenty of those. Left-handed bat, that will be missed for sure. But, the Yankees are obviously still active in the market for a lefty bat. So hopefully, maybe they could bring another type of guy off the market as a left-handed bat for the bench, and as well as that left fielder that we talked a ton about in the last couple of videos with the trade options and the free agent options that are out there. Now, let's get to the more important news, and that is that Aaron Judge is officially signed as a Yankee. And I called it out yesterday in yesterday's video saying, when the hell is this going to happen? It's taking too long. And obviously the next day, he signs. Now, the press conference tomorrow. The question is, will the Yankees announce that they have also named him captain? Personally, he deserves it. He deserves to be the 16th captain in Yankee history. As you can see over my left shoulder, I have the Aaron Judge bobblehead next to my Jeter bobblehead still in its box. I got to keep that value, with Don Mattingly on top. A few Yankee captains here that are close to the life expectancy of our Yankee fans. So Judge, talked about him in the overview. He is this generation of Yankee fans' Derek Jeter. He is the legacy Yankee that will be remembered in this time frame. Now, will he be remembered as a Derek Jeter who brought multiple championships to the organization, or will he be a Don Mattingly type Yankee that is beloved, remembered, but didn't quite get there? Now remember that the Don Mattingly era was a very tough era for the Yankees. It was that was the bottom of the bottom during that time frame. 95 was that shot. Obviously they lose to the Mariners in the first round, but and who's to say that if Mattingly stays in 96, and it's funny because I'm kind of right. There's my 96 World Series hat that I'm wearing right now. Is he a part of that? Do the Yankees get over the hump with that? Tino Martinez, and here's a fun fact, my personal favorite Yankee, Tino Martinez, coming in from Seattle, as the first baseman to replace him. Do they win the World Series with him? Mattingly had a bad back at the time, but, who's to say that his presence wouldn't have propelled them as well, especially with a young rookie Derek Jeter coming into the fray. So, Aaron Judge for me, again, is the legacy Yankee that I love. I'm one of those Yankee fans that couldn't see him leaving, never thought for a second that he was leaving. Was there a little doubt in there when the Arson Judge tweet came out? Of course there was. But, in my heart of hearts, I really always thought that he was staying throughout the season. I never really gave into the media saying, oh, he's going to the Red Sox. Oh, he's going to the Mets. Yeah, okay. He's going here. He's going there. I always said the two places he was going to go was either San Francisco or stay with the Yankees. And obviously he cares more about his legacy. That's what the reports say. And he's all about it now. And he's going to hopefully be a Yankee for life. Now, let's talk about this contract. 9 years, $360, $40 million a year. It's a long deal. It's a very long deal. It's going to play through the 2031 season. Now, will he be the same Aaron Judge in 2031 than he will be in 2022? Probably not. But will he at least be a productive Yankee? My gut tells me yes. If he could stay healthy over the course of this year, even Aaron Boone has pointed to the fact that he's learned how to take care of his body and learned how to stay on the field. A couple of those injuries that he did suffer, other than the oblique injury, getting hit by a ball on the wrist that knocked him out for a couple of weeks, things like that, freak accidents, it wasn't muscle bound other than that one oblique injury. So if he has learned to take care of his body and he can continue that throughout this contract, we should get good value on it. And like I said, I said in the overview, the first video outside of the trailer for this page, go and watch it. I'll post the link in the end of this video. He is about legacy. And again, like I said, the $40 million a year is not going to be that big of a deal in 2 years, 2, 3, 4 years, when some of these players are making 40, 55 million, 50, 55 million, dollars in AAV. Now, like I said, some of you have thought 5 years, same amount of money, really drive up the AAV. Then the Yankees aren't going to spend any money. This luxury tax, this soft cap, like with the tax penalties, that's what they did with the DJ contract. They didn't want to give him 6 years, but they gave him 6 years to lower the AAV rather than front loading the contract or giving him a shorter deal with a higher AAV, right? It gives them relief in the long term. And that's what's happening here with Judge. Judge could have got 45, 46, 50 million on a shorter deal, probably, but spreading it out, giving him the 9 years, will help with the AAV and help with the payroll. Because as we know, Hal Steinbrenner doesn't want to go into that echelon of tax, right? And plus, once you enter that tax bracket, it multiplies and you have to kind of reset. The Dodgers have done that. The Dodgers are doing that right now. The Yankees did that, right? To kind of reset themselves and reset their penalties. So in the long term, this contract will pay off. Now, do you expect him to hit with, 311, 62 home runs and all that stuff? No. A good Aaron Judge season for this contract, for the duration of the contract, if he hits between 260 and 300, he hits between 30 and 50 bombs, knocks in over 100 runs, things like that. That's what you need to look at. He's not going to replicate the 62 home run season. Right, that's a miracle season, and it's the best, as Brian Cashman said, the best walk year a player has ever had. So, do I think that he can touch 60 again if he stays healthy and he can produce at that level? I really don't believe that it's going to be a consistent thing. If at the end of next season, if he hit, let's say 290, he hits 290, drives in over 100 runs, drives in 115 runs, and hits 40 home runs. That's a great year. It's a great year. Yeah, the numbers came down a little bit, but it's still a great year. That's an Aaron Judge type year. So we can't look at this and say, well, he's got to hit 60 home runs to kind of carry this contract. That's not realistic. It's not realistic. He really needs to sit back and say, okay, where does he have to land for this contract to be successful? First of all, he needs to stay healthy for the majority of the contract. Eventually, he's going to become a DH. By the time he becomes a DH, Stanton's probably gone, so you can fill that role. So that's a positive. He needs to stay consistent and play at the level of a 275, like I said, 275 plus batting average. OPS is up there. His on-base percentage is up there. He keeps his strikeouts down. He's a power guy who prides himself on having a high batting average. So maybe the strikeouts will middle. And the other problem a lot of people bring up is his performance in the playoffs. And I'm from the cloth of that the home run chase destroyed his swing. He was trying to hit home runs to get to 62, hit the 61, hit the 62, and he couldn't get that rhythm back. And you see players, especially players that say coming out of the home run derby, that they come into the second half of the year and their swing is absolutely shot. So, I think that the weight of the home run chase and the fact that he was trying to do it so bad kind of got him out of his game plan a little bit. He'll never admit that, but you obviously can see that in the way his at-bats went. Very patient at-bats throughout the course of the year. And, it kind of went to the wayside as the season came to a close and into the playoffs. And you know what? It also shows with the Yankees that they won a playoff series without prime Aaron Judge. Now, does a prime Aaron Judge, when he's himself at the plate, do they win that series against Houston? I don't think so. They were head and shoulders better than us when it came to pitching, and especially in that bullpen. Our bullpen was in shambles going into that series. But, Judge, this is a good contract. I believe that this is a good contract. I really, based on the market and the way the market has gone this offseason, he's not the richest contract on the books. He's the richest contract for the Yankees. He's the highest average paid player, yes. But in terms of years, okay, Padres are paying Bogarts 11 years. Trey Turner's locked in for 11 years. Carlos Correa got 13 years. I'm sorry, it was $13 million. Yeah, okay. 13 years. And now his press conference got postponed because of a medical issue. So we'll keep an eye on that. But he's on the shorter side of the year conversation. Yes, the AAV is higher. But at least you're not paying him 12, 13, 11 years. He is in that sweet spot. Now, when it comes to the captaincy, I don't want the Yankees to wait. I don't want the Yankees to sit and say, oh, we'll wait until spring training when the whole team is there, or we'll wait until opening day. The whole opening day thing really doesn't help. Look what happened when they announced the contract that he didn't sign. That kind of took away from the luster of opening day. I was at the stadium that day, and it just kind of felt weird. It was exciting that the strike was over, and obviously we were going to play baseball, but it was just kind of weird. But when you really, again, sit down and think about it, he is the captain, whether if he has the title or not. And I just hope the Yankees take care of it, do it tomorrow in this press conference, and get it done. And hopefully, again, like I said, it's squashed. He's named captain, and we move on. Because, again, there's a lot more of this offseason to go, right? We have a little over 6 weeks until pitchers and catchers report, so there's still a lot to talk about in this 6 weeks leading up to spring training. But the Judge thing, like I said, the Judge thing, finally it's official. Finally, hopefully he's named captain tomorrow. Finally, we have a press conference announced that he will be there. We can finally get to hear from him what he thought of the process and things like that. If you really want to kind of see an interesting press conference for announcing a contract for a returning Yankee, the Jeter press conference when he signed the 3-year deal is an interesting press conference to watch because he was very open and candid about the process and how it was all about being a Yankee. He didn't like the way that Cashman handled it. He didn't like the way the media handled it. So maybe we kind of get that from Judge himself with some of the questions that will be asked. Because those questions are going to come up about the Heyman tweet, how close were you, so on and so forth. And Judge being Judge, he's really not going to say much. But that's all I got for today. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I actually was able to go back and forth with a fan based on the trade videos that we did. I enjoy discussion. I enjoy debate. That's what this is all about. It's about sharing opinions and sharing ideas and saying, oh, this is stupid, or why would you do this, or why did you say that, and have a discussion. Yeah, it happens in the comments, but, it's important to have those discussions. It's healthy to have those discussions. And hopefully as the channel grows, and as things grow, we're able to have more of those type of conversations. Obviously, as you can see, this is startup. This is only the 4th or 5th video of the channel. We're still building, and hopefully we can build that type of community where we can hang out, talk, have meet and greets, do things like that. Meet at the stadium if you wish. I have tickets. I have season tickets, so I'm there a lot. Right behind home plate in the upper deck, 420B. That's the section. I'm not going to tell you the row in the seat, but that's the section. But I look forward to your feedback and spread the word. Really do spread the word. We really need your help to get this channel off the ground and really get it into a place where, we can enter the conversation when it comes to the Yankees and be really be taken seriously. It's important. It really is important. And, for my love of the Yankees and my love of the game in general, this is something that I really hope does take off, and I really do need your support. So hit the subscription button below. Follow us on Twitter. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow in the next video, and I catch you guys later.